A star is born in New York City. The progressive left got tonight delivered what they've been working on for decades and decades and decades. And folks, you better understand right there. Did he mention in all those, is Dave Brett there? Let's get Dave Brett. Did he mention in all those call outs he did one white name? I must have missed that. In all the people he called, I don't remember. He didn't call for Jefferson or Washington or anything from American history. You have 40 or 50 years of visa scams. You have illegal immigrants coming in, illegal alien invaders coming in 10 or 15 million. This is what you're going to end up with. So, folks, if you don't think that's a reality check, you're not paying attention. Dave Brett, your thoughts?
Welcome to the J.G. Carrell Show. What a somber thing to witness. 2001, I put quotes around that. Planes fly into the World Trade Center. Muslims attack us. We go to decades-long wars, 10 trillion in debt, 10,000 plus soldiers dead, tens of hundreds of thousands soldiers hurt, maimed, psychologically destroyed for the rest of their life. And New York votes in a Muslim mayor. But let's be clear, that's not the New York in 2001. This is different. This is decades of, as Steve Bannon said, decades of massive immigration fraud, legal immigrant fraud, the movement of millions, tens of millions of people from the border into the interior with hundreds of thousands. I would say, I'd feel comfortable saying New York got 1 million or 2 million illegal aliens in the last 4 years under Joe Biden. And when you look at the breakdown for Mamdani, and you look at the people, the legal or illegal immigrants, they just claim them as immigrants in this study, but figure it out on your own. He got 60, 70% of every New Yorker that just got there in the last 5 years. That's all the illegal and legal immigrants. New York City, you can sit here as I do, and as I have said, let it burn. Let it burn to the ground. We'll find another financial estate to hold our financial Wall Street, right? I don't know, Austin, Texas, Des Moines, Iowa. I don't know. Pick somewhere and make that the headquarters of it for now on. But if you think like Steve Bannon said, if you think that this is not going to affect you, America, meaning it's not going to spread to you, you're a fool. I wrote in my book, Treason, I named, 8, 9, 10, a dozen little towns, cities and towns across America. I could have wrote a whole book just on this topic, where whole towns have been wiped out. Wiped out. Because what's going to happen, you're going to see this in New York, you're going to have massive exodus. You're going to have what is the equivalent in the 80s was called white flight. You're going to have people of all colors just running. Anyone with any kind of money, business, investments are going to yank it out and run. And the only people that are going to be there and the only ones that are going to come are the people that are going to want everything for free. And then it's going to be New York City's a choke point, meaning everything's got to be bussed in, trucked in. There's no money to bring it in. There's no tax base to continue to fund your communist ideas. It's so bizarre that a rational human being can't see how this is going to play out. I saw a gentleman, it was like man on the street, and he was going around interviewing. It was all white people. If you want to really know the truth, 18 to 24 to 26-year-old, somewhere in there, the number one group that voted for this guy, wait for it, white women. White women are the absolute bane of the existence. They are. They almost all vote Democrat. They live in Fantasyland. Fantasyland. And as that gentleman I played on my show 2-3 days ago was saying, I'm not going to take any joy in this, but I'm going to take some satisfaction that I'm right when these women are raped sexually assaulted, and no one's going to do anything for you because there's no one there for you. And then you're going to leave, and you're going to be pissed off, and you're going to take no accountability. None. But if you think this is going to stay in New York, you're a fool. You're an absolute fool. It's already happened across America. Illegal immigrants have dominated like locusts, came through and moved everyone out. I'll give you one that I wrote in my book. This is Lakeland. I believe it's Lakeland. Lakeland, small suburb of Cincinnati, has like 3,000, 3,500 people. Well, Biden administration moved 3,000 Mauritanians into Lakeland. Well, what's Mauritania? I had to look. I'll be honest. I had to look it up. I read it, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to put it in my book. I better know where this is. I have never heard of it. Well, it's not really Mauritania. The real name is the Islamic Republic of Mauritania, and it is in it's the largest landmass nation in Africa. Here's the 3 top characteristics of Mauritania. 1, the poorest nation in Africa. 2, all Muslim. 3, they just began to allow schoolgirls or girls to go to school. And now Lakeland is destroyed. We can go to a couple towns in Indiana. We can go to several in Ohio, Texas, California, Arizona, Nevada, Washington State. I mean, I can just keep going on and on and on. And then when you begin to hear a lot of the comments from some high-profile people too, I might add, bashing white people. Where did it become okay to say vile and racist things about white people? I'd be saying the same thing if you were talking about blacks, Hispanics, if you were making disparaging remarks, as they're calling us, crusty old white people. If I would say on national TV, too bad, you stupid, crusty old blacks, I would be rightfully just destroyed. But it's okay to do that to white people. Someone wrote today, and I apologize for not having it at my fingertips because I want to give everyone credit that I find something I find. I'm going to make a much better habit of documenting it. But I'm reading so much, but I owe that to people to say that this is. And this X post said something that it grabbed me. And it was so, when someone says something or you read something someone wrote that is so spot on, so truthful. It for me, I don't know how it is for you. I feel as if the words actually grab me. Like someone really big and strong grabs your shirt, kind of pulls you tight to them, your jacket, and pulls you tight. Like, hey, wake up, get ready. This is the truth. Here it comes. And this is what he wrote. He said the Republicans think they're in an argument, a verbal argument, and the left believes they're in a war. The Republicans believe that they're in a verbal argument, while the left knows they're in a war. And I was like, damn, that is so spot on. That's true. Going into the 11th month of Trump's presidency, not one thing has been codified. Do you understand that? Not one thing has been codified. No one has been arrested. We have no solid election process. We're seeing anomalies in Virginia all of a sudden. The old switcheroo, same thing that Biden did to Trump, happened to the guy that wanted to, the AG that wanted to kill all the white people and Republicans and their children. And I've written about this, and I'm going to say it out loud again. We need a third party. There are tens of millions of us that are disenfranchised. We have no representation. We're never heard. We're always told, think about this. I'm in my 50s, so I can go all the way back, where I've been told over and over and over again, or at least I've seen my parents be told this, and I became an adult. I was told this: hold your nose and just vote Republican. I'm tired. I have been tired for the last 30 years of holding my nose and voting Republican. I have to vote for Bush Sr. I have to vote for Bush Jr. I got to vote for John McCain, that rotten bastard, John McCain. I got to vote for Romney, who is the quintessential beta male. Everything that I despise, I have to vote for him. Are you insane? I don't want to hold my nose anymore. And before people start to say, well, you're going to give it to the Democrats, so what? So what? So instead of dying a very, very slow death, because if we don't get off this road, something's going to give. And what's going to give is not the Muslims. It's not Islam. It's not all the illegal aliens from the third world crap holes across the globe. We're going to give. We're going to die a slow death. Or we can just go, you know what? I got stage 4 cancer. Carve it out of me, doctor. Carve it all out. Well, JJ, this is going to be excruciating. It's going to be excruciating, like years. And I can't even guarantee that you're going to be okay at the end. But JJ, if I don't do this, 10 years from now, 5 years from now, 10, 15 years from now, you will die. I can't tell you exactly when on that timeline, but you will die. You will die a young man from cancer. Faced with that, I'm like, rip it out of me. You say I got a chance, let's do it. Same thing with third party. We're going to die a slow death, or we go through immense pain and suffering now, and then get America first / American only president, Senate, and House, and then we go to town. But time is ticking. I've said this before. We don't have time on our side because the demographic time bomb has already exploded and is exploding over and over and over again as thousands upon thousands upon thousands of illegal aliens are having children in America, and they're being granted birthright citizenship, which is fraud. And we're not even replacing at the replacement level. We are going to die as a nation very soon. And the other side knows it. And the other side is invigorated because they know that they have the people that are crazy enough to kill us. They have people that believe in their depth of their soul that they're doing the right thing. And then on our side, we have John Thune, Mitch McConnell, Speaker Johnson. Who's the guy that rolls his sleeves up from Ohio that always is, he's a tough talker? Jim Jordan. That's who we have. How do you think this plays out? Let me ask you another question. Let's say that Kamala Harris was the president, and hair plugs Schumer was the leader of the Senate, and Jeffries, that intellectual moron, was a Speaker of the House. How fast do they abolish the filibuster and begin to move, like move rapidly with laws and policy? It would be overnight. Donald Trump is banging on the table, telling Thune, destroy the filibuster and get this done. This is a national security issue. And John Thune, who is as charismatic as a pencil, he has no courage. He's taken his marching orders from a dead man named McConnell. McConnell can't even walk down the hall. Just on a side note, talking about McConnell and Pelosi and Biden and all of the 80-year-old dead people, I want to ask, where are your family members? Like, I would never allow my father to be put in a position to look that way. I would pull my dad aside and just say, Dad, it's done. Here's your other sons and daughter, your other son and daughters. Dad, you can't do this anymore. This is respectful, Dad. We want you to go out as a respected man. You have to leave. Or, Dad, we're going to force you to leave. But no. Why? Why doesn't their family members do that? Because they can all make money off of their family member. And they can prop him up like Weekend at Bernie's and just make him stare into space and they collect money. It's vile. There is something that I do, and I think that not a lot of Americans do at all. Because Americans, by and large, are Christian. By and large, we're conservative. And by and large, we like to give people the benefit of the doubt to our detriment. It's a terrible characteristic to have, I believe. But I'm very jaded. I'm very desensitized. And I see things more dark. I'll admit it. I'm not a glass is half full type of guy. I am that glass is half full because some jackass came in here and stole the water, stole my glass and drank it, stole the water, put some poison in it. I'm not drinking that anymore. I'm that guy. That's the guy I've become after 24 years in the Border Patrol, in 24 years of seeing government corruption, writing books and doing documentaries. I'm that guy. I'm not drinking that half glass of water. Look at it. That's poison. There's a conspiracy behind it. No, not touching it. So I become the type of guy that I listen. I listen to what they say. I read the words they put in on paper or on a computer, and then I watch their actions. And then I make assessments of people off of that. It could be my faith Catholics. It could be Jews. It could be the Muslims I'm watching. It could be the Republicans, the Democrats. I'm not listening to quote the propaganda. I'm listening to what they say, how they say it, how they write it, and then I look at their actions. And I'm listening to what the Muslims are saying, and I'm going to give the Muslims immense amounts of credit right now. I don't agree with anything you're doing. Like nothing. If it was up to me, I would deport every Muslim out of the country. I would immediately remove every single person in positions of authority and power in our federal government that were Muslim. I'd remove them. I would never, ever allow a Muslim to hold office in the United States of America. Never. So with that being said, I want to give absolute respect because I think that's due them. I really do. I know that sounds crazy, but you have to respect them. I have to respect a man that stands before me and tells me exactly what he's going to do and why he's going to do it, and then does it. How many of white men, think of all the white politicians. Think about all their words they have said, half-truths, full lies. We're looking at them. We know they're bullshitting us. They're not telling us the truth. And then their actions are always 180 degrees different from what they said. How many of those politicians have we endured? White Christians, how many? Ad nauseum. Not the Muslims. The Muslim men proudly, confidently, and with the full belief that Allah is by their side, they tell us exactly what they're going to do. So I give those men immense amount of credit for when I go to war, and there will be a war. I don't care how it sounds. They're in a war in Europe. There's going to be a war here. Will it be my war? Like, meaning, will it happen by the time I'm 70 and I can still fight? Or is it going to be my son's war? I don't know. But there will be a war. And if I'm able to engage in battle with them, it's not going to be a war where I look at my adversary and mock them or have no respect. I'm going to have immense amounts of respect for the Muslim war that we're going to get into. Why? Because those men, they set the tone. They said what they were going to do, and then they did it. You have to respect that. Are there any Christians that would go to Iran right now and stake a Christian cross in the ground and say, we're going to stay here, you're going to pay us, we're going to have children like by the bushels, like rabbits, and then we're going to take over your nation? There's no Christians that would do that. None. But there are millions of Muslims that say exactly that, right to our faces, and tell us without mocking, without being, quote, mean. They just tell us right to our face, like, matter of fact, this is what we're going to do, and we're winning, and you know we're winning. And why do we keep doing it? Because you're gutless. You're a white Christian nation that's dying. You have weak men. Your women are voting for us. Your women don't even reproduce. You have a cultural and societal unnatural way that you live your lives. They're absolutely correct on that. We are nowhere in the realm of God's natural order. We have masculine women, weak men. We have divorce in the 50%. We have illegitimate children. We have no family structure. Men are trying to take over their family and grow, but the women are masculine. They're fighting with their husbands, and all hell breaks loose. They're absolutely correct. They are absolutely 100% correct that we are become the bastion of evil. They are correct. Can you please play number 2 and listen to what these men say? Don't act like they're not telling you. Listen to what they're saying to you. Go and play this, please, Nick.
700 years of our trial to conquer Europe by force failed. They did something wrong, very wrong. They tried for many years to conquer Europe through wars, only wars.
This is the soft Islamic conquest of the West. Basically, what the Islamic and again, I'm an Orthodox Muslim. What we couldn't do in the last, say, 20 years, now the West is doing it for us for free and even paying for it.
Allah permitted them to live off the infidel while they are subduing them. So it had sort of a parasitic type of attitude where they can live off of the host country, where their goal is to eventually eradicate the host culture and supplant it with Islam.
700 years.
Now, you may say, well, that white guy. Well, no, that white guy just restated what those three Muslims said. Look, I'm not mad at the Muslims. Honestly, they have a game plan and they're implementing it. They're the parasites. They know it. We're the host. Like the one of the Muslim men said, they're going to pay for it. And they know it. And then the argument, because I can already hear it. The argument amongst Christians, all of the evangelicals, all of the absolute gay Jesus followers, they're all going to say, but it's not all Muslims. What are you talking about? It's not all Muslims. A real Muslim following the teachings of Islam do not believe in man-made laws or governments. They are incompatible with Western culture. Period. Here's number 3. Can you play number 3 for me, Nick? And listen to what this man says about Islam and governments. Listen to what they tell us, please.
The government by people. The government by people. That the legislators are human beings, not the creator of human beings. That is democracy. So if you mean by democracy that you come up with your own law and then you punish people according to this own law, if you call this democracy, then Islam outright rejects that. Because this kind of democracy entails injustice to human beings. You don't know what is suitable for them. Allah knows. Allah knows. So if you're going to contradict and oppose the revelation of Allah, then we say no democracy. The government by people.
See?
The government by...
He's telling you that it's not the big white guy JJ telling you. I'm just reporting on what they say. He's telling you that Islam is not compatible with Western governments. Look, I'll just be honest. I can't stand New York City. I find it dirty, loud, congested, filthy, old. Everything's kind of broken, touched 6-10 million times a day. But when you look at New York City 2, 3, 4, 5 decades ago, it doesn't look like the New York City is today. This is a city of immigrants, both legal and illegal, that have chosen their leader. And when we are all sitting here, like shocked, how did this happen? What do you mean, how did this happen? You brought in 50 plus million illegal aliens, the vast majority, almost all of them, from third world hellholes that were from communist, socialist, oppressive regimes. And then you're shocked that those people vote for what they know. That's what I don't get. Whenever someone says, I just can't believe it, I'm like, really? You can't believe it? Like before last night, people like, man, damn you, he might not win. And I'm like, what are you, an idiot? Of course he's going to win. If just 50% of all the illegal aliens and legal immigrants come out and vote, he's going to win hands down. Who's going to win? The stupid guy that wears the red beret? Riding subway trains? Or the guy that killed old people and then had sexually assaulted women throughout his term as governor? That guy? Come on. New York City will get worse, and it will get worse rapidly. This next video was a couple weeks prior to the election. How do you think this man and his followers, do you think they're a little bit more emboldened, feeling more power today than they did yesterday? Play this one, Nick.
We're done hiding. We're done. We're done being tortured and hurt and judged. This is the correct religion. This is the religion that all of humanity needs to be upon, of Islam. And we will not stop until it enters every home. So I want you to repeat after me. I want to hear it in every single district. It should tremble. Brooklyn should hear it. The Bronx should hear it. Queens should hear it. Say it as if the Ummah depends on this, my brothers and sisters. La ilaha illallah. La ilaha illallah. Muhammadan Rasulullah. There is no God worthy of worship except Allah, the God of Jesus, the God of Moses, the God of Abraham, and the God of the last and final Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. We're done hiding.
Ask yourself this. Try to pull up in your brain, in your mind, in your memory, the last time you heard a group of Christians that passionate. You can't. As I'm watching it again and again, because I prep for my show, that's something I ask myself. When have I ever heard passion from Christians like that? The answer is I haven't. I haven't. Do you think that man, let's say that was just 3 days ago. Do you think that man and his followers, those people in the street, those thousands of Muslims in New York City, do you think they're more emboldened today than they were then? Do you think that they feel a sense of purpose, a sense of righteousness, a sense of they're winning? One way you can support me as I believe bring the truth. You may not like it, the way I say it. You may not like my cadence, the way I look, whatever. You may not like it. But you're never going to come away from my show or see a clip of mine and go, I wonder what that I really wonder what he believes. I don't think anybody does that. I think they're very clear of what I believe. You don't have to agree with me. That's fine. And I know that I'm not 100% right all the time. I know that. I know that there'll be times that I'll come on this and say, hey, you know what? I was wrong about this. I was wrong about this person. I was wrong about this idea. But it's not going to be out of malice. It's not going to be because I want to get clicks. This is just who I am. I don't know any other way to be. I just don't. And I've been on a couple other platforms as I've grown, and I've grown out of those platforms. And now I'm on a shared platform where Chris Heaven from Survival Dispatch News has allowed me to be on his platform because we speak the same. I don't know any other way to speak. And I refuse to be anything except authentic. If I'm going to make it or I'm going to fail, it's going to be solely on me being me. I can live with that. I may not like failing, but I can live with it because I tried the best at who I am. What I can't do is be a success or fail being phony. So the best way that I ask people to support me is to go to my Substack at jjcarrell.substack.com, jjcarrell.substack.com. You can go on there and sign on for the free articles. I write several free articles every week. But if you can be a paid subscriber, that helps me. And I post almost daily, or I do daily, and sometimes on the weekends. Or go to my website at jjcarrell.com. At jjcarrell.com, I have a paywall there for paid subscribers as well. I'm constantly posting on both sites. And if you want to hear the truth, as I tell my son, nothing's for free, buddy. You're going to pay time, talent, or treasure. So please support me because I want to continue to have these discussions, these conversations. And I don't think I'm special. I don't think that I am better than anyone else, but I do know that I'm unique. Maybe unique's too bold or brash. Let me say this. I know I'm different. I know I'm different. And that's fine. I've always been a little different, and I've always known that. And I've always embraced it. I like who I am. Flaws and all, and I need to there's a lot of things I need to work on. But I'm not going to trade me. I like what God created. I'm frustrated with myself at times. I'm my harshest critic. I'm the hard. No one needs to tell me really you screwed up, because if I do, it eats at me. That's just the way I'm built. I'm different, and I know that the things that I say and the way I say it are different. I get it, and I know it's not for everybody, and I get that too, and that's all right. But I appreciate you coming on and watching, even if it's just a short clip, and watching it, because I'm just going to tell you the truth. Not my truth, just how I see things, and I believe that is the truth. And I believe that Islam is an adversary to the United States of America. And I'm also going to say at the same time that they are an honorable adversary. Honorable in the way that they just tell us what they're going to do. And they do it. They just do it. And damn it, I don't have to like it. I don't have to like that guy with his stupid beard, or the guy with the rag on his head telling me that he's going to take America. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. But if I'm intellectually honest, which I am, as an alpha male, I have to look at another alpha male and go, tip my hat to you, buddy. You got some big stones. Big stones. At the same time, I want to tell those men, be very careful the way you are judging America as a whole. There are millions of men like me that are not the gutless, impotent, whiny beta males that you run over. And I know you know that. I know if I'm speaking to my adversary like a strong Muslim man that is full on Islam, he hates Christianity, he hates what I am and wants to devour me. I believe this because I've seen this in the criminals that I've arrested. There is, and I'm not talking about the whiny little bitch criminals. I'm talking the hardcore gang men, the gangsters that are like, this is who I am. And there's very few of those. Trust me. They're not all tough guys. It's very few guys that I've met in the field where he and I kind of look at each other and we know, I'm going to place you under arrest. You know I'm going to do it. And I'm looking at you and you are a big MFer. Like, if we go to blows, it's going to be a war. And I'm going to win it. You may think you're going to win it, but I'm going to win it. And I know this is going to sound weird, right? I get this is going to sound weird. But there were moments in my career where I was standing toe-to-toe with the savage. And there was this mutual respect. There was just a moment of absolute mutual respect. And there was almost an unspoken agreement. Officer, do what you got to do. Okay, I'm going to do what I have to do, but I'm going to show you respect when I do it. Thank you. Literally. That's what was communicated without saying it out loud. Those were few and far between in my career, because I find the vast majority of criminals to be gutless little whiny bitches. But there were several times in my career where I had to, out of just professional honesty, to show a savage respect. Like, I get it, brother. I know who you are. You know who I am. You're going to respect me. I'm going to respect you right back. Good. Here we go. And there would be almost no discussion between us. If I arrested him in the middle of nowhere and we had to walk back to my vehicle, we wouldn't even talk. I wouldn't have my hands on him. I have my hands on people all the time because they're going to run, they're going to do it. Here you go, buddy. Handcuffs. I don't need to grab you by your arm. I don't have to drag you. I don't have to manhandle you. You get it. So I know that there are my adversaries being the Muslims, the Islamists, the Christian haters, that maybe some of them are going to watch this. They're going to say, that guy gets it. I don't like him. And if I can kill him when we go to war, I have to kill men like that. All the beta males, all the guys serving me coffee at Starbucks, all the guys with the man buns and the skinny arms and the lion tattoos that they think they're tough. I don't care about them. We'll slaughter them like sheep. That's the guy. Those men like that guy. That is going to turn the tide if we can kill them. I want to show you a video of what we've allowed to have happen in Minneapolis, Minnesota. Minneapolis, Minnesota had for lack of a better term, like a runoff. And the disgusting, vile, impotent, cowardly Mayor Fry won, but barely. From Omar, I guess I pronounce his name, Fata. I don't even care. Who gives a crap? Yabba dabba do, whatever. But I want you to see this video of Ilhan Omar speaking about Omar, all in Somalian gutter language. But this is what is spreading across America, and we are going to lose. Play this, please, Nick.
Ilhan! Ilhan! Ilhan!
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. آدي آد aan ugu faraxsanahay caawa in xafladan oo dhammaan dadka iskugu wada yimideen aadi aadaan ugu faraxsanahay in maxaa la dhahaa ii sheeg Cumar Faatax aan u taageero inuu noo noqdo duqa magaalada Minneapolis. Kisto yar Cumar haddii aan la kaftamo kisto waa ka maseersanahay aniga. Maybe wax badan aan ka maseersanahay. Because aniga xafladahayga markaan raayay Soomaalida saan ugu soo buuxsami jireen. Kahor saan maliigu imaan jirin. Marka waxaan u maleynayaa it's a good sign insha Allah inay wax fiican ku noqoto. Ama waxaan u maleynayaa hadde dadka badan oo isku dayay in community-geena iyo jaaliyada Soomaaliya inta Minneapolis ku nool inay kala qeybiyaan inay caawatan suurtagelisay oo anagoo dhan aan u soo wada baxnay in hal cod aan ku wada hadalno oo aan dhahno anaga haddii aan Soomaali nahay waan ka soo tagnay in la kala qeybiyo waan ka soo tagnay anaga jinsiina isku dagaalno waxaan wadankaanayt ugu noolnahay Soomaalinimo.
Yeah. Beautiful language. Just, it's like French, right? Italian. It's so beautiful to hear. I just hope we get more of it. So this, and again, just I want to make sure you're clear. That was in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I think it was last night or the day before. That wasn't in Mogadishu. But let's make sure that we're very clear so people don't say, well, JJ, you're such a disgusting racist. They definitely don't hate white people. Okay. Let's play clip number 6 there, Nick, just to show how they hate white people.
You want to know who the real threat is, Madam President? I'll give you a hint. They don't look like our chief author. They don't look like the folks up in the gallery. They don't look like the folks out in the rotunda. They look like many of the members that sit in the front. And you don't have to take my word for it. According to DHS, Madam President, the greatest domestic threat facing the United States comes from, quote, racially or ethnically motivated violent extremists, specifically those who advocate for the superiority of the white race.
Isn't that interesting? It's the white people. Damn it, how did I not know that? The white people that built the Western Christian white Europeans that built this country and made it the greatest country on the planet Earth in less than 200 years and dominated all of the other crap holes to include Somalia. And yet, it's our problem. How did I not see that? How did I not see that it's white people? Those damn white people. Those disgusting, vile white people. Had enough, America? Had enough of immigrants and the children of immigrants deriding you, calling you vile names? Or do you like it? I hope you like it, because there's a lot more coming. Day after day after day, they get more power. And day after day, you are going to subject yourself. And then one day, I don't know when, but pretty soon, you are either going to have to die standing up or they're going to kill you on your knees. It's going to be a tough day for a lot of you people. It will actually be a very fun day for me. It's a day I pray to God that I am alive for and that I'm young and strong enough to partake in it. That's my sick, twisted hope, because I don't want my son having to do it. I want to do it. My father and his generation and the generations led down to me, we created this mess. Now I need to clean it up. There are many ways we can fight this war. One of them is to shop and spend your money with organizations that have the same belief structure and align with you morally. Why would I continue to go to Walmart and pay money so that Christy Walton can get her dividends and then take that money and fund No Kings riots and protests? Why would I want to go to all of the companies that make the products that have poisons in them, and then I buy them, and then I give them my money, and they take the profits, and they fund BLM, no bail, defund the police, Planned Parenthood? Why would I do that? We are being fought in every facet of our life, then we have to fight back. And one way that I do that is I go and I am a shopper, a purchaser at patriotsmade.com. patriotsmade.com/JJ. Go to this, just go on Patriots Made. Go on there, look at the shop, look at what over 1,000 of my viewers and audience has gone there. Over 400 products, like they're AOC green. Like AOC really wants to have green products. She doesn't. But Patriot Maids does. There's no metals, there's no plastics, no MRA in their meat or their chicken. There's no more, there's nothing except healthy products. Stop spraying garbage and toxins all over your house when you have cleaning supplies that are green. And ultimately, you're paying money to a company that aligns with you and has Americans working for them. I don't go to Walmart and buy a bunch of stuff and then go rebuy it Patriots Made. I just go to Patriots Made and buy what I need. Almost every time I go, it's cheaper, less expensive, and I get more of it, and it's a better product. Go to patriotsmade.com/JJ. Now, I want you to understand what is going to happen to America. We don't have to theorize. We don't have to have like some academic study or tabletop. All we have to do is look at Western Europe. What's happening there is going to happen here, and it's not going to take a long time. It's going to be really, really quick. So I want to take you to this. Before you play number 7, I want to just read to you what's happened to England, who I would say is our closest. It's genesis of who we are. The United Kingdom. That's who we are as a nation. That's what birthed us. But look what's happened to them. They're dead. They don't know it, but they're a dead nation. They've been conquered by the Muslims. I'm going to read this to you. 78% of Muslim women refugees do not work. 78. 63% of Muslim men refugees do not work. 8 out of 10 of every Muslim is on free government housing. Many UK schools are now requiring lunches to be halal. There are schools so overrun with Muslims in England where 95% of the pupils are Muslim. The mayor of London, Sheffield, Blackburn, Oxford, Luton, Oldham are all Muslims. The new Homeland Security of the United Kingdom, think of our DHS, Christy Nome, is a Muslim that immigrated from Pakistan. There's not a single white British child in 72 schools across England. England's not a big place. It's not America. In 454 schools, white British children make up less than 2% of the student body. Mohammed tops the list of boys' names for the second year in a row. White British children are now a minority in 1 in 4 schools. So now this is a simple demographic problem. The same demographic problem that's happening in America. It doesn't matter what your beliefs are or how strong you are. They are outbirthing us, or they're going to outbirth us, and they're outbirthing the UK. It just is what it is. Play this video number 7. He gives a great explanation of what I just said.
This is the new Home Secretary of the United Kingdom. Oh, and some of you might be wondering, what is the Home Secretary in charge of? Well, they're responsible for England and Wales' internal affairs, including national security, counterterrorism, policing, and immigration. So the UK now has a Pakistani woman in charge of policing and immigration. And look, I'm not surprised. I told you all in a video like a couple hours ago that the UK has fallen, because this isn't the first position that was taken. I mean, there was the Mayor of London, Mayor of Birmingham, Mayor of Leeds, Mayor of Blackburn, Mayor of Sheffield, Mayor of Oxford, Luton, Oldham, Rothschild. I mean, in the UK right now, there are literally Muslim-only sections. 78% of the Muslim refugees don't even work. Oh, I'm sorry, that was just the women. 63% of the men also don't work. And 8 out of every 10 of them are on free government housing. Oh, and just recently, I'm sure it's a coincidence, all schools in the United Kingdom are now required to be halal. So yeah, with all that in mind, this makes total sense.
Now, this isn't just England, and I want to run through these too. Let's just do about 30 seconds each. Let's show you the next one. This is Sweden. This is coming to you, America. Go ahead and just play 30 seconds of this for me, Nick, if you will. This is Sweden. See if you see any white Swedes. Let's jump right to France. Just show me 30 seconds of France. This is all within the last year to last 2 days ago. Go ahead, play France just for 30 seconds. Now, I would like to take 14 seconds to show you Italy. Enjoy this one. This is where the Vatican is. Now I want to come full circle and bring you back to a place called Dearborn, Michigan. Now watch this and tell me if you're not frightened.
شوقا جئناك لا لن ننساك لبيك يا حسين لبيك يا شوقا جئناك لا لن ننساك لبيك يا حسين لبيك.
You can stop it there. You get the point. Look at that. Right before Nick cut it off. Do you see any American flags in there? The answer is no. I see a bunch of alpha males in black shirts that believe exactly what they're doing is correct. We haven't even talked about terrorism. Chrissy Noem came out yesterday, on Friday, and said that they found 6,000 individuals on the terror watch list allowed to come into America. And she didn't say that's all. That's the drop in the bucket. You have Sarah Adams. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and play that. If you could start queuing up number 13. If you can just queue up number 13. And I just want to play it for about 30 seconds, if you wouldn't mind. This is Sarah Adams. I know you've seen her on Sean Ryan's show. She's on Officer Tatum. I'm surprised Officer Tatum didn't have a yarmulke on and the Israeli flag waving, because he gets paid at least $7,000 a post. But I want you to listen. This lady, this is Sarah Adams, former CIA, kind of like they call her a terrorist tracker. But let's just listen to her if we can, Nick, just for about 30, 45 seconds. Let's listen to what she has to say about what's coming.
You had mentioned before that they are coordinating terrorist sleeper cells in America, and they want to do an October 7th style attack. What does that look like? I mean, I don't think they could take people hostage like they did in October the 7th. Is it just a mass casualty situation, or do they think they're going to take land? You know, they're going to take a small town, or, you know, what do you think that's all about?
So what we've seen, at least with the plotting, I'd say there's three pieces. One's a large aviation plot again, and that they're just going to do suicide bombers on planes and drop them down, and that's for mass casualty. The goal is to kill 4,000 people. Then they want something, like you said, about almost a hostage and hold ground. That seems to be some sort of assault or attack on Washington, D.C., because they want to cripple the federal government's response. And then the last piece, they are going to go into our communities, unfortunately, like it was for October 7th. ISIS is leading that piece, and how they trained is in 5 to 10 man kind of urban assault teams, and they're going to attack like churches, supermarkets, hospitals, and they're going to do multiple locations at a time. So that'll be very difficult for law enforcement. And they're also going to either target law enforcement or look like.
That's good, Nick. You think that those men in Dearborn and all of the ones in New York, do you think again that they feel emboldened and empowered today? 6,000 terrorists, 200,000 special interest aliens came across the border undetected and were released by the Joe Biden, or were arrested and released, and another 3 that they claim 3 million illegals came across the border undetected, absconded. We have no idea who they are. America, I don't know how to tell you this, except to tell you to buckle up and get prepared. The war is here.